Madam Speaker, 1 year ago today, the Minister of Sustainable Development tabled a report that showed hugely elevated lead levels in soil in Weston, Point Douglas, and other neighbourhoods. On September 13th of this year, the media reported that the NDP had left that report unpublished for a decade. But a year and a half of that decade was under this government, who, like the NDP, did nothing about it. We keep hearing about 17 years of NDP failures, but this stretches back decades. I will quote one of my constituents: over 30 years and 7 governments. There doesn't seem to be any difference between the PCs and the NDP. They both know about lead contamination, they both cover it up, and they both do nothing about it. What is this government's plan to inform residents and clean up this mess?
The Honourable First Minister.
Well, I appreciate the member raising the topic. It's an important one. He is partly right. The NDP government previously did the tests but did not disclose the results. Right. That is a fact, and that happened many years ago, and it continued as a cover-up for many years. What he is wrong about, Madam Speaker, is the performance of this minister and our government. This minister undertook, first of all, to do air quality testing, also to do soil testing in the area. She went above and beyond to do those tests and to have them done, and she went above and beyond to release the results. So the member is partly right, but he is mostly wrong, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition on a supplementary question.
Madam Speaker, a year ago last week, October 16th, 2017, the Minister of Sustainable Development held a press conference when she told residents of St. Boniface they had no need to worry about lead in their soil. When new tests this year showed she was wrong and that there were elevated lead levels, her department withheld those results before and during a by-election. I've had constituents who are pregnant who have asked whether their food is safe to eat. I wrote a letter to the minister and received no reply, and there has been no public communication from her department. The by-election is over. Why is there still a communications blackout from this government?
The Honourable First Minister.
Well, nothing could be further from the truth, Madam Speaker. I will simply say again that the minister went above and beyond in ordering the test results, and above and beyond in sharing those results with the affected homeowners, going so far as to actually have the results delivered to the homes themselves. And so, again, the member is making erroneous assertions. He is correct, though, that the NDP did cover up these results. And had he asserted that they also did this in other areas of the city, such as areas like Point Douglas, where the irate member earlier posed a question, she doesn't seem to be so irate about her colleagues covering up results that were far more dangerous and damaging in her own riding, Madam Speaker, but she should be.
The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition on a final supplementary.
Madam Speaker, the Minister of Sustainable Development and I met with the South St. Boniface Residents Association, and more than anything, they want a solution to their problem after being ignored and dismissed for years. The previous NDP government signed off on an environmental license to companies which allowed new machinery to be installed which may be vaporizing toxic metals and spewing them into the air. In the 2008 report on lead contamination that both the NDP and the PC suppressed, it's made clear that one of the concentrated sources of lead and other metals is scrap metal recycling and smelters. This May, the minister told the House she would do nothing to reverse the NDP's mistake. Is this government going to act, or are they just going to keep doubling down on the failures of the NDP?
The Honourable First Minister.
Well, no, Madam Speaker. We won't double down on the failure of the NDP. We are taking action. The minister has not only taken initial action, she has ordered further testing to be done, as the member is aware, but fails to mention in his preamble. And I can only be puzzled, as I expect people of St. Boniface would be puzzled, as to why some 2 months after his election, the first issue he raised was not this one, but rather instead demand for greater office space.